Everyone, welcome back to story time. So this is a follow-up on my video called Association and Friends, and I have it in my notes as something else, but I don't want to dox names. So going back to Indian number one, this was the time where I realized that I could actually live without my friends. um it's a weird moment of self-respect where I feel like, at least what I've been experiencing with a lot of the women and men that I've been meeting in college, it's just people are insecure. And it's completely normal to be insecure because you're always comparing yourself to other people to try to determine where you might supposed to be, to see what other people have been making of their time, right? It's inspiring to see somebody who's really successful at your age. But a lot of people take that as like negative feedback too, to be like, damn, I could have done that. But you don't live their life. You don't have their experience, and you don't know what they had to sacrifice in order to get there. But still, there is always this like fleeting feeling of like, damn, I could be doing more with my life. I'm like, yeah, sure. That's everlasting, I should say. But besides that, I like always valued having friends. It made me feel secure. I felt very lonely. I don't want to say really growing up, because I did have friends, like always. I never had a friend group that I didn't belong to, but it did feel like I needed them. Like if I was at an event without somebody that I already knew, then I just felt so out of touch and out of place. And I really just wanted somebody to talk to, someone to just cling on to, attach to, and just be in my own little world with them. And you know, you go off to college and you don't get that, and you get really lonely. But this was way before college. This was when I got cut off by everybody, and I was forced to confront that reality of like, oh, I may not always have somebody I know. I may not always have friends around. And I just had to take a step back of just like, okay, like what really matters? You know, like I didn't particularly care actually about a lot of my friends because, well, they were kind of just like there as filler. Like I had common areas with them and I'd talk to them, but we wouldn't really talk about anything particular. It would be like, oh, like this thing's coming up, or what are you planning to do like with this, or like what college do you want to go to, or it's like, yeah, what events do you have? It's just you're filling the time with so many vague filler conversations, and you could argue that they are so meaningful because I'm like, yeah, you're talking about something, but it's just like I don't really know anything about you. I don't know what your ambitions are besides some label that you may not even attain. I don't know who you want to be. You know what I mean? I don't know what defines you outside of just extracurriculars or like a job that you might want to get. And that's a lot of your life. But you could see that on like LinkedIn nowadays. Like that's just not exclusive to anyone. Someone recently hit me with this in an interview, by the way, and that like really messed me up because I was like, damn, I don't really know what I want to do after I get the security and the life that I've been chasing for so long. And a lot of people go to college and they finally get in the college that they wanted to get to, and they just don't know what to chase after next. And in that retrospect, that was the eye opener for me. It was like my goals don't necessarily mean my friends. What I want in life, that CS job, the software engineering thing, to build a really cool thing that I've always been chasing after, some impossible goal of making code that's just like the best ever, and like nobody could ever improve it for its time. Like, you know, have you ever seen like the TF2 code, and it's got that legacy going on, but I've been chasing after that. And I don't think that I needed the friends that I had in high school to help me get there. Like they just pass time. You know, you go to a party or you go to someone's function and you're just spending time with them, or you have your relay team and like that's fun, and you actually have like people you play sports with, but like, you're just there by association, and you guys like have to work together and you're working towards a common goal, and like that's it. You guys are working towards a common goal. But friends, like what the common goal is enjoying time together, just passing time. But a lot of people don't really realize that. They don't know what they want. They just like, I go out with you and I enjoy spending time with you, or like you're the best thing that I have right now. I would want better, but I'm just not willing to put the effort to speak up about it or be alone in order to realize that. And that's not what it was for me. It was like, damn, bro, these people, they aren't pushing me to be better. They don't make me feel better about myself, and they don't make me feel like they're actually supporting my goals or they want to see me succeed. And I haven't made a video on this yet, but it's talking about support. Getting support from my family for the shit that I did in life meant the world to me. Damn, I fucking stopped gaming because I got that pressure to just, that this wasn't going to get me anywhere, that there was no merit or fruit in it. And I enjoyed spending my time there, but, they had a point. I wasn't really good at gaming. I wasn't getting any professional offers. I wasn't going anywhere monetarily with it. Like, it's just a pastime. And my pastime now, unfortunately, can be spent better on things that either fulfill me, like this, or things that genuinely help my career, like online research or contributing to open source or making new projects. Like, there's just so much opportunity with my time and spending it on things that I don't care about or that aren't going to help me somewhere down the line. Like, the things that I do should be a service to myself, and my friends were not a part of that. Unfortunately, I didn't feel like it made me better. So yes, unfortunately, I see my friends now as inherently transactional, and it's just because my time has been getting more and more valuable. Not only in the monetary sense, where I'm like, well, the teaching jobs are starting to pay more and more, but in my day to day, I work with people and I want to help those people, and that also means helping myself. That's like networking, where you guys just offer a mutual service to each other, and if you guys can help each other, you guys can grow together. And there's also the studies and always needing to learn new material and wanting to be academically on top of things and grow into industry. That also means being able to grow to become someone who someone else can believe can be industry standard. It's just there were more variables at play, but I'm getting really off track. This was high school, and I was doing sports, and I was, I already got the leadership positions that I wanted, so I no longer needed votes. I didn't need people to like me anymore, which is the unfortunate truth of it. Your keys to power, they no longer have to be being likable or people enjoying your presence once you gain a certain level of success, because, well, you gain a certain level of success. The keys to maintenance are not the same as the keys to power, I guess I should say. And now I was just like, damn, you guys didn't fulfill me. You guys didn't make me happy, and you didn't have my core values at heart. But most importantly, they didn't defend me, and they didn't even care what I had to say. And regardless of the perceived guilt that they had of me, or not, or lack thereof, it was just the fact that well, first of all, no one apologized. And also, everyone just rode the hype train and just let it control them. But damn, no one gave a single fuck that I had nothing to do with the shit that they had a problem with, that I just didn't contribute at all. And nobody even cared to explain to me or tell me sorry, or at least check in on me or see what I had to say about the fact that I didn't do anything. Literally just didn't do anything. And that they completely misunderstood me, and they didn't even want to hear me out, as they just wanted to say what they had to say and impress that upon me, and that made them sleep at night, and then fuck off and leave me in silence. And my family supported me. I was like, damn, that's all I need. So I still got friends in high school. I had a group of 5 people. I actually talked to them recently, which is now why I'm making these videos of why I grew to find out that I didn't need my friends, and that I actually didn't owe them anything, and they didn't owe me an explanation either, and they didn't owe me friendship or to understand me or to care or defend about me. But that's what I expect out of my friends. And in the same way that they didn't owe me those things, I don't owe them friendship. And unfortunately, I recently went out with a lot of these people who fucking patronized me and subjected me to shit that was completely outside of my control. And I hold them at arm's length, and I pretend that I care about them. I don't actually talk to them in that way, but I just pretend like we're friends. And I don't bring it up. I don't talk about it, but I don't reach out either. And the reason why I spend time with them is unfortunately because some of my good friends are still friends with them. And I just pretend, because they value me hanging out with them for some reason as well, which is annoying. But I don't look for anything from them. I don't want to be friends with them. I don't want to open up with them. I don't want to have this closeness with them. Just passing the time. And then everyone goes off to college, and you forget they ever existed, and everything's good. But wow, really bad side tangent. But when I came back to school, and none of them gave a single fuck about what happened, And the worst of it was the fact that everybody pretended like we were friends again. You know, they're talking to me, they're getting mad at me if I don't say hi. They put that pressure on, and they're talking buddy buddy, cracking jokes, inviting me out like they didn't just fucking cancel every single plan they had with me over 2 months. And now we're here. And I kept a small circle in high school, and then I went off to college thinking that I was crazy, like I wasn't worth being friends with anyone. And I found people that were willing to accept me for who I was. And that I actually wasn't a fucking terrible person for no goddamn reason that wasn't worth being friends with. And now I have a friend group that actually I do care about and who actually cares about me. And they support me and my goals and my ambitions. They don't care more about hanging out with me than they do about, hey bro, chase your career, chase your goals. And that shift happened because of these bastards. I had to open up my eyes to a new world out there, I should say. And I never look back. So, yeah. I feel like I didn't talk about the subject at all. But the grand story time is these people, they enabled me to, well, not care. They made me realize that I don't owe anyone anything. And they don't owe me anything. And it can just be like that. And friendships are inherently transactional, whether I liked it or not. Might as well recognize it and work around it. Okay. That's about it. See ya.